Hello everyone. Who's warm, cold, and slightly confused all in the same minute? And others who have to deal with all this because you just love us so much. As a wellness coach, I see firsthand how menopause brings a mix of physical, emotional, and psychological changes. I'm going to take the next few minutes to share exactly what's happening in our bodies around this time and how to prepare ourselves ahead. You may think of menopause as puberty, but in reverse, with our bodies going through major changes in ways we never knew. From temperature shifts that seem to have a mind of their own, to changes in bone density and muscle tone, menopause touches almost every part of our body. Menopause. It's that time of life when our ovaries decide they've worked enough overtime, thank you very much, and put in their papers, while being considerate to serve the notice period called perimenopause. So, menopause is that day when the period ceases completely, when a woman goes 12 months without any period, and perimenopause is the transition to menopause that may last from few months to several years. The body starts taking away the hormones it had multiplied during puberty. The estrogen, the progesterone, the anti-inflammatory hormones that the ovaries produce start exiting. So, what happens when an employee of an organization is leaving? There are a few challenges, right? Similarly, you may also start seeing some symptoms like sleepless night sweats, mood swings, brain fog. Some women barely see any, and some may face a lot more. Each menopause is different, just the way each employee is. But with all this comes the real kicker. Musculoskeletal degeneration, the sneaky part. Those ovaries, in their notice period, secretly start influencing other departments. These departments in the body are called systems. And musculoskeletal system is the one that quickly agrees to depart as if it was just waiting for this moment. So let's look deeper into this system and its three major subdepartments that get affected. Subdepartment 1, muscles. Who knew they'd shrink like your favorite sweater? Around this time, your muscles are like, remember all those years you took us for granted? Well, we're shrinking now. Muscle degeneration, or sarcopenia as it is called, is a real concern around menopause. Muscle loss impacts balance and stability in the joints. A 2008 study showed the percentage increase in the risk of falling per year for women. While it's 8% at 40, at 70 it could be as much as 40%. With that, we come to subdepartment 2, bones. A new fear for your midlife bucket list. Oh yes, they are in this too. Your bones are like, hey, thanks for the memories, but we are going to start losing density now. Which means loss of bone density, loss of minerals from the bones, making them fragile. Low bone density may lead to osteoporosis, where your bones become like a sandstone, a crumbling sandstone, sadly crumbling from inside and not outside. So you may not know of this until you fall and break a bone. A neighbor of mine broke her tibia bone, which is here, from an ankle twist while walking. The orthopedic said that happened because her bones had become like cheese. Cheese that has many holes. You know, the peak age for hip fractures in India is 60, as compared to 80 in other countries. So hip fractures are common, we need to pay attention. Coming to subdepartment 3, joints. Thankfully, they don't leave quietly. The cartilages in the joints make a lot of hue and cry. At least we come to know that they're bidding farewell, right? Your joints become like that uptight employee who loses temper at the drop of the hat and stiffens up at the smallest mistake. Some joints take it a notch up, as osteoarthritis, which is a gradual breakdown of cartilage. And the frozen shoulder, that can come just from nowhere. You run or dance a lot, and the next day they will show you how upset they are. Yeah? Yesterday we celebrated a friend's 50th birthday. While we were dancing, her husband walked up to me and said, "Hey Mitushi, don't make her dance so much. Tomorrow she'll roam around with her knees in her hands. घुटने हाथ में लेके घूमेगी, that's how much your joints can hurt." Now, in short, we know the more conducive the environment in an organization, the more the employees stick around, right? Similarly, our musculoskeletal needs care, not just after menopause, but right from our early 30s and 40s, where we build a good bond with our body that helps in later years. Sooner we start, the better leverage we have. So, how do we build this bond? By treating them well. Now, menopause transition can become easier if we accept and prepare the way we prepare when hiring a new employee as a replacement for the exiting one. Yes, it comes with some extra work and expenses, but with compassion and little planning, we can build a new bond with every system in our body. And you know the best part? Taking care of the musculoskeletal system, we indirectly take care of many other systems. Now, use it or lose it. This especially applies to your musculoskeletal system. So what do we do to not lose them? Keeping our body active, not just through movement, but with purposeful exercise. At the top of the list is weight training or resistance training. Weight training helps you build muscle mass and bone density. Some women hesitate to lift weights, which they shouldn't, as body weight exercise formats like yoga and Pilates have their limitations. For instance, your body weight alone may not be sufficient to challenge the leg muscles. And increasing the strength of the leg muscle by overloading them is important because strong leg muscles help in better balance, which reduces the risk of falls. So if you didn't build muscles in your 30s and 40s, starting now is even more essential. Then, at number 2 comes cardio training. A healthy heart and lungs support our muscles with oxygenated blood. And, contrary to popular belief, Cardio training that includes impact exercises like running and jogging or jumping is good for menopause women. Since bones are living tissues, challenging them with impact exercises helps in increasing bone density. Right? Now, see, brain fog. I'm 47 going through my perimenopause. When you get stuck like this, blame it on your hormones. So it's not me who's forgetting my lines, it's my hormones, right? Now, but, and so where was I? Bone density. So we know that cardio training is not good just for our cardiovascular system, but also for the bone health. But a caveat. More does not mean better. Menopause transition is an inflammatory event for the whole body due to the declining anti-inflammatory hormones. Lack of sleep may increase inflammations in the body that in turn can disrupt sleep patterns, creating a vicious cycle. This may impact the markers like HbA1c2, as happened with a marathon runner who suddenly found her markers, her levels increasing. Why? Because of her constant urge of pushing herself daily to perform better. So, recondition the mind. Exercise, but in moderation. Rest and restore before your next training session. Support your training with good nutrition. A nourished body is a happy body. Take care of your muscle building proteins. Bone building, calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Gut-friendly fiber. Number 4, anti-inflammatory omega-3s. And please take your supplements as required if you have deficiencies. So these are few ways we can ease the transition to menopause, but which is in your control. But what is important is to shift your attitude from feeling like a victim to one of preparedness. Laugh at your own biology rather than fearing it. After all, menopause is bound to happen. It is a natural process, right? So stay attuned to your body's signals. Equip yourself with weight training, cardio, diet, and last but not the least, keep your sense of humor intact. Thank you. That's all from me.